don't want unions, Republicans, rich people, who don't want people to have sick leave, if you ain't got these things, these people will fire your ass in a minute. Because you ain't coming to work sick as a dog, and guess they have somebody up in there willing to take your place. And probably work at a cheaper rate than you do. Exactly. So you need people, if you want to see who's fighting for you to get you health care, to allow you to love who you want to love or whatever, all you got to do is spend 5 minutes looking at the news and you will see these things.
But Congress steps in front of the unions. And now this is the key points of the new tentative deal that they struck to avoid the railroad strike, right? Now the House passed it. This was Wednesday.
Yep.
Now it'll force a tentative rail labor agreement and thaw for national strike. Now it was separate votes in the Senate, and 7 days of pay leave to the agreement. Biden has said he's reluctant to override the vote against the contract by some unions, but that a rail shutdown would devastate the economy. Now, what you think? The union they voted to strike. Now, everybody don't know what that means. That means within them, wherever they working at, within the work environment, everybody that works there has put in the vote to strike. So now you got Biden overriding the workers. Now I want to know how you feel about that.
Want to strike? Well, really, nobody wants to strike. Let's put it like that. Nobody wants to strike. A strike is always the last resort. Y'all ain't listening. We gonna walk out.
We did that before,
right? But if the president has stepped in and he's through however he does it, negotiations, the executive order or however they pass, if he given the workers what they want, what they need to avoid a strike, because a railroad strike, like you said, a railroad strike will set the economy back. Mm-hmm. If you can avoid this and give the workers some satisfaction and something they satisfied with, all the while you is averting something that can be crippling to the economy, because go back and forth across the United States and go to stores and workers and construction and coal travels by train and all kinds of shit like that.
There's a lot of shit going on by train for sure.
Right, a lot of shit. And I don't see how motherfucking Republicans can cry about that when they gave all that money to bail out the banks when the banks was dead fucking wrong.
All right, so I'm a union representative. I work with the union, and we went on strike before, right?
Yeah,
we went on strike just for this sick leave, right?
Yep.
Identical situation, but I don't agree with Biden stepping in, because unless they could give them a better deal than what they was asking, or the exact same deal that they wanted. Like if he's stepping in just to stop the strike, and
the workers get nothing.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Then if you giving the upper hand to the companies, then we gonna have companies. It's all we have as workers.
Yeah.
That's all we have is the strike. That's our only motherfucking weapon. If we use that and the government steps in and say, nah, we don't want y'all to strike, you gotta give us a sweet deal.
You gotta give us something.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta give us something so sweet.
Yeah, you got to do something there.
Or give us what the fuck we asked for from the company.
That's what I'm saying. Because if Biden stepped in.
That's the only thing about the whole thing. I just don't like the fact that Biden stepped in unless he has a plan to give them what they wanted or something better. If you just fucking up the negotiations, this is part of negotiation tactics, striking.
Yeah.
So if you stepping in and fucking up our negotiation tactic, nigga, using the Congress, you better be helping us and not making it worse, because we are already working behind the, you know what I'm saying, the 8 ball against a big ass company. If you step in as the Congress and help these bitch ass niggas, what the hell is the union for then? You feel me? This is what the union for, us to get the strike. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
striking is real important. And yeah, so like I said, he sent in. He did send in on the bill that's sick leave.
But they're not getting 7 days, only in 1 day.
But again, this bill alone, the company still get to negotiate against it. So if that happens, the union representatives should be able to negotiate anything else.
52 to 43 vote. You know, the Senate rejected 7 days and a paid leave for rail workers and half. Yeah.
So yeah, exactly. So they get that what they was asking for. I'm cool.
And see, Joe Manchin has struck again, because Joe Manchin voted against the 7 days of paid sick leave.
He did that in Virginia. He did it against the bill that had it in it.
But see,
I think they tried to pass a bill Manchin before it had that in it.
Manchin, West Virginia is coal country, and coal country needs the rail system, because that is how coal travels.
That's true.
So Manchin is not going to vote against anything or for anything that's basically going to shut coal down in West Virginia. That's not happening, especially in an industry like coal. But we talking about the railroad workers.
Yeah,
you know.
Shouts out to the railroad workers, man. That stood up there and went on strike, knowing, you know what I'm saying, right at the right time when doing Christmas, put their motherfucking balls to the fire. I like it. Whoever their union representative and whoever union is doing the railroads, y'all doing a good ass job. Keep this shit up. And Biden, you better not be a slick motherfucker.
But nah, it sounds like they basically got basically got what they wanted, because the whole sticking point the whole time was the 7 days of sick leave.
The industry itself was going to strike, but Congress stepped in to give a tentative agreement. Do you agree with Congress stepping in after they voted to strike as a union?
Man, I think that this government is all about finances and making sure everything continues to run smoothly. Mm-hmm. And when there's certain industries that we now know are vital to national defense, railroad industry is one of them.
There's one.
The automotive industry, a few years ago,
that's another one.
They bailed out the
Yeah, and so those three industries, we probably name some more, but they're not going to let them fail, because that helps our national defense. So I haven't been
of needing a strike. You understand what I'm saying? Like, because that's your last hammer, right? That's all you have left is striking. If you strike at the right times, is the key point. Now, if you're a railroad industry, striking in Christmas and Thanksgiving, New Year's, it's the right time. You know what I'm saying? So you force their hand ASAP, right?
But see,
so
railroad, go ahead.
The only thing I don't like is by the workers using their last stand, right, and forcing the hand of the company, which is going to buckle. They had no other choice, right? The Congress steps in, I think, too early. They didn't let the strike hurt the company yet. You know what I'm saying? They didn't let what the workers voted for hurt them yet. They just jumped in ASAP when they called for strike. You feel me? I think that was a little too premature. But on the other hand, I agree with his thinking of keeping the economy moving and get them what they want. But if he don't get them what they want, he stopped the strike and they get less than what they asked for, that's a problem.
So scheduling is a new thing the newer thing. I shouldn't say new, but it's a newer thing going with this new generation, right? Millennials are really digging into scheduling. They want to live personal life. They want to go on vacation. They want to work less hours and all that type of thing. And so that is becoming a huge problem that people in Gen X and previous generations didn't really deal with. I mean, they just kind of just took it, or they took what was given to them. So they make pretty decent money. Of course, everybody wants more money, especially with the economy the way that it is. But from the articles I'm checking out right now, the scheduling is a big thing. And I know I'm writing. I'm in my dissertation work from my what I got going on, and I'm writing about a lot of millennials. They don't care about working these police jobs if they can't get the weekends off. Well, that's not the way it goes. So scheduling is a huge thing for the millennials and other people, right? And their mental health, their physical health. Nobody wants to work 30 years anymore and then drop dead 2 years later. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to do that. They want to enjoy their life.
These people don't want to work 30 days.
And then again, I think after COVID, it make people realize that some of those situations forced them to have to go to work because they didn't have sick leave and nothing. You know what I'm saying? Then that made them spread the shit, really.
But see, I'm reading on Forbes, and it sounds like the workers got basically most of what they wanted, but the sticking point is, and the thing is, the issue is the 7 days of sick leave, which they didn't get. They only got one. So
so that's a big thing. And COVID changed the world as far as workforce attendance. How many more people were working from home and said, I don't ever want to go back to the office. I don't want to have to buy coffees anymore. I get to spend more time with my kids. I'm not spending 2 hours of commute every day. They don't want to go back. So that becomes a huge thing. And so now, like you said, these railway workers, I'm sure, were essential workers. They had to work through this stuff. We don't care if you're sick. You got to get this stuff done. So that changed a lot, and their wives and their girlfriends or whatever working. They may have had to go to the office, but now they're working from home permanently. And I got to hustle and bustle to get to work, cold, rain, snow, sleet, whatever, going through overstate, staying overnight, risking derailment, getting
that ain't cool.
Scoring at me, throwing at me, all this kind of stuff. And I'm getting peanuts, and I can't call out a certain amount of days to get sick. Oh, no. It's not worth it anymore. It's not worth it anymore.
You need those days no matter what.
Yeah.
Most jobs had point systems where you can't miss a day and stuff like that. And if you're sick, they don't have that in that. You know what I'm saying? Just that's a point if you don't come. So that make people come to work when they got runny noses, their throat hurt, and all type of shit. They come to work anyway because that's gonna give them a point. You know what I'm saying? You get too many points, you fire.
Yeah, it's disciplinary. You're getting disciplined for this, right? And like you said, you got COVID going on and the flu, and my kids are sick, and my mom is sick, and I got to check on her. I got to bring people to the hospital, and now I can't. And that was, I remember when I was in the police union too, and we finally had to fight, just like women's rights for maternity leave and all that, so you wouldn't get fired or demoted, and it wouldn't hurt you. So we had to fight for the same thing. And during my time, and that was not only for the men to be able to get the paternity leave,
that's true.
But also sick leave that you could take care of other persons, right? Normally we call it sick, it's because I'm sick. But what if my kids are sick, right? So now you could apply your sick days to your kids, to your wife, to your parents, to take care of them because they're sick, and who's going to take care of them, right? So all that.